Hey everybody, this video is going to be on else statements. So in our last program, we worked with if and elif, and now we're going to introduce else. So the order in which it gets written is if with a condition, and then an elif with a condition is optional, and then the last thing is always going to be an else. And notice that there's no condition for an else. It's basically like a catch-all where it doesn't matter what the condition is, it's just automatically going to run if none of the if statements and elif statements above it ran or were true. So for this one, we're still working with role and age. And then right now it's in the order of importance. So now if we go ahead and run this, since we're a manager, it says we get a free McDonald's coffee. So this works appropriately because the role of manager is the most important. So it should go first. Now, down here, we have an elif statement. Now, we don't need to make this an elif, although it does cover every single possibility for an age. You're either above 55 or you're less than or equal to 55. That's it. But we could change this to an else, because remember, else's go last. And then we don't need a condition here. So we don't need to put anything except for the colon at the end. Let me go back for a second and let's go ahead and test this with, I'll just put worker here. That way we get a no discount on your coffee. So this one down here ran. So now let's go ahead and make this an else instead. And then the same thing should happen. Yep, we still get no discount on your coffee. So else's are nice like visually because it lets you know that this is like the last thing. It's like a catch-all. It's like if none of these things above it ever ran, this one will automatically run no matter what. And notice that on this one, we have one if, two elifs, and an else. We technically don't need any elifs at all. We can go straight from an if statement to an else statement. So we can go ahead and let's say things changed up and there's no more discounts on coffees. And we can just go straight to only if the role is manager, you get a free one. Otherwise, you just don't get any discounts. So now for this one, since they're a worker, we get no discounts. If we are an employee, we also get no discounts. And even if we're 66, we still don't get any discounts. But only if we're a manager do we get things for free. And notice also, there's nothing down here that's checking for the age. So this is irrelevant. So we don't even technically need this in our code. So we can just comment that out. We can go ahead and delete it. It doesn't really matter. The same thing is going to happen. So in review, we get if statements first, always. And then elifs can come after that, but those are optional. And then an else statement comes at the end, always. And then an else statement is like a catch-all, where if none of the code up above runs, then this one will automatically run. So you guys learned about else statements, huh? Next up, you guys can take a look at or statements, which checks to see if one thing or another thing is true, and then your code will run. Take a look right there. If you guys want to go back and take a look at elif statements, right over there. Okay, bye-bye.